Hi everybody, welcome back. Real quick, if you enjoy the video, like, subscribe, all that stuff. I'm here to talk about Bytes. This is GBYTE Bitcoin. This was actually a signal that came out of the DZ871 um, group, and it has been circulating. So I thought that I would take a look and see where their indicators are coming from, and whether or not I think they are going to be good. So what I'm doing here is I'm going again back to December, where we started the big run from approximately 0.014 up to 0.082. Pretty big increase. Of course, we've seen the downtrend, and now we're supposedly expecting to see a return in the price. And what the entry point, interestingly was pointed out to be was 0.021. And if you take a look at that, and again, I'm going to zoom in here, but just again to show you the retracements based on these values. So let me just go ahead and zoom in so we can take a look at our P&L for these entry points. Um, the real interesting thing is if you have an entry point of 0.021, hasn't hit at all. It actually hasn't even gone down that low, which, maybe that's a good thing. It means that this could potentially be recovering. If you take a look, and again, I'm on the 1 day chart. We had, a really long, long wick extending in the bottom of this candle body, and I talk about that a lot because it does give an indication as to the market sentiment for that particular coin. We see it bouncing between fib retracement levels. We can see that there's a lot of support at this particular level. Eventually, it did fall through. We bounced off this retracement at 0.03, and then of course we came down. And now I think at this point, DZ871 is expecting this to start a little bit of a recovery, potentially doing a cup of sorts. I know this wasn't on their chart, but this is a potential possibility. We're seeing this type of thing occur on many different charts. So if this is what we are expecting to see, I doubt we're going to get down to 0.21. But again, any signal, you need to be careful on on how you enter that. Most of the time, if there is an entry point on a signal, you don't want to just jump into it at the current price. You want to wait for the market to move up and down. For instance, if you saw the signal come in right when it came out, it may have been up here at 0.025, and then you saw the price dip down here to 0.022. It's close to 0.021, but 0.022 is definitely better than 0.025. You could have accumulated and purchased more at this lower level. So, nonetheless, keep an eye on the market. Right now, what we're seeing here on the 1 day chart, we're seeing that there was some selling pressure, but it wasn't allowed to go beyond that. So that's generally a good thing. Um, so I mean, at this point, if you were to enter in at 0.021 and sell at the first target, which happens to be 0.027, which is this red line here, then that would have been approximately a 30% profit. But since we're not down at this level, of course, the profit is minimal. The next target was 0.03, which just happens to be exactly on this fib retracement line, literally almost down to the decimal point. So this is where that target 2 is coming from. If I were to be, building a signal based on this data, I probably would use that fib retracement line as one of my targets as well, because that usually is pretty tried and true. When you see a downward trend and you see a bounce back, usually touches that next fib retracement line, which is why it's important to set your sell orders. Don't wait for the market to move. Get that sell order in there, because again, we have this same cup pattern But then what happened after it hit that cup pattern? You don't want to miss your potential sell to get your profit, because it's going to, potentially go down. So you just need to be really careful about setting your sell orders. Set your sell orders on your targets. Do something like maybe 50% at target one, 25% at target two, and then hold the other 25% maybe longer term, because, right now we are in, the worst part of the market, so things are naturally going to, eventually start moving back up. But we definitely do want to take as much of our profits as we can, while we have the opportunity to do that. Crypto's a lot different than stocks, moves a lot faster. Some of these market movements that we see in crypto are, they occur in a much shorter time frame than what you'll see in the normal stock market. So you have to keep that in mind as well, that the market moves fast and it never closes. Honestly, it's one of the greatest things I like about crypto is that, you can always go out and do some trades. You can always go out and make some money. When I'm trading on the stock market, I always hate having to, stop at 6 o'clock at night and, have to wait all night for the next day to start up. And I suppose that's great for institutional 9 to 5 people, but, I like to, come out here at all hours of the night, like I am right now. It's 1 o'clock in the morning where I'm at, but I enjoy it. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If there's anything you do want me to look at, feel free to, leave a comment, let me know. Otherwise, I'll talk to you all later.